My son, one day you will understand me. Just like you, I was born on these lands. They have raised me and taught me to be a good person. I protected these lands, even when there was practically no chance to withstand. I stood at the front line with the bravest people and saw that they were firm and determined to save their home. And when the homeland called us again, we came forward. We were in for a serious challenge. The enemy's army, outnumbering us thrice, was advancing with the sole purpose to destroy us. Although the risk and the threat were evident, none of the destined sons of Armenia refused to fight. Our church stood with us as well. The great Catholicos refused to leave the monastery of the church, which ran the risk of being one of the first in the firing line in case of our defeat. Our generals didn't see any other outcome except the victory. The defeat would have meant the total failure of our country, nation, and future. When Wahib Pasha, the commander of the Turkish army, divided his forces into two parts in order to take both Yerevan and Karakalesi, our leaders organized the defense. The legendary general Andranik Ozenyan had the honor to defend Karakalesi, and Tovmas Nazarbekyan was coming to his help. The Turks were self-confident, and they divided their army, moving towards Karakalesi, and sent some of the soldiers to Bashabaran. General Tro and the renowned Yazid cavalry, commanded by Jangir Aga, went to defend Bashabaran. They were also joined by Aram Manukian, who had experience in community organizing. However, the main battle was waiting for us near Sardarabad. The battle was accepted by Silikian and brothers Bek Birumyan and Christopher Araratian. The reconnaissance reported that a numerous group of Turkish armies, commanded by Yakub Pasha, had taken the Sardarabad station. The Turkish army was twice bigger than ours. I remember that morning. I remember the heaviness of the air and the tension of the atmosphere. And I remember the enemy waiting to hear the bugle announcing the beginning of the attack. At long last, the Turkish troops took the offensive, but General Silikian didn't want to defend. He ordered to respond with a counterattack. Daniel Bek Birumyan, together with his troop, which included the Karabakh cavalry, attacked the Turks. The cavalry smashed the enemy's army on the flank, and the Turks suffered heavy casualties. After such a heavy toll, they began to retreat. Nevertheless, our command decided not to pursue them, as the Turks had enough reserve forces to recover. We began preparing for a new attack. 24 hours later, the enemy was facing us again. There were now more of them compared to the last time, and they hoped to complete this attack as soon as possible and get even with us. General Silikian could feel their blind rage and, having decided to play this, gave an order to retreat. The enemy swallowed the bait. Araratian's cannons were waiting for them in the ambush. The artillery fire hit the enemy's army, and the infantry finished off those who had survived. The morale of the enemy flagged, and they sustained terrible losses, while our defense was organized brilliantly. The Turks retreated and took their positions on the hills, placing their machine gun nests there. We couldn't pass them for 2 days, and our command understood the risk, and so they created a special troop to neutralize the machine guns. I was in that troop. We did what we had to, and our general managed to send the 2nd Karabakh Regiment to Bash Abaran to support Tro, and together they forced the enemy's army out. The Turkish military leader, Esad Pasha, retreated to Hamamlu with his soldiers. Only Karakalisi was left. General Andranik repelled 3 Turkish attacks, but later he had to leave the city together with refugees and go to the northern part of Lori, thus blocking the way there for the Turks. Captain Geragin Nizde together with General Gamizian and Bishop Mesrop Ter Movsisyan, managed to persuade the peasantry of Karakalise to join the militia and defend their city. When General Nazarbekian heard about successful results in other sectors, he decided to give a battle to the Turks and also join the city's defenders. With combined forces, they didn't just repel the attack, but also captured Hamamlu during their counterattack. Unfortunately, they couldn't retain the city due to mass casualties and had to retreat to Karakalese again. The victories near Sardarabad and Basabaran gave us a chance to encircle the enemy. The Turkish campaign collapsed. The enemy was crushed, and we defended our land.
In view of a complete political failure of Transcaucasia and the new situation created by the declaration of independence in Georgia and Azerbaijan, the Armenian National Council proclaims itself the supreme and sole administration of Armenian regions. Due to certain serious circumstances that do not allow us to form Armenian national government, the Armenian National Council temporarily undertakes all governmental functions in order to manage the political and administrative leadership of Armenian regions. Thanks to our brothers who bravely fought today on the battlefield, I can proudly announce to you that after hundreds of years, the Armenian statehood has been restored again. Long live the Armenian people! Long live the Republic of Armenia!
My son, you have to know that a decent struggle always brings a decent award, even if the losses were painful and this award seems impossible. That's how it was. When you grow up, you'll read this letter and you'll understand my path. Be brave, be loyal to your homeland, be Armenian, be a soldier. And now, I'm leaving you and marching into a new battle. I'm marching into a new battle so that you won't have to. But if your homeland calls you as well, accept this call with dignity. Remember that behind you is the future of your home, your family, and your children. Sleep peacefully, my son. I'm leaving you, knowing that you will understand me.
Կրագի մեջ խունգ լցնիմ Կամին հոդը երեգինք դա Տանի մերձով սարերին Կարոտ հոգիս զոմանա Մորցած քարին չեք կե բացվե